Hey class, I'm Brittany, and today I'm going to talk to you a little about audiobooks and education. So, to get started, what are audiobooks? Audiobooks are basically just a CD or a cassette recording of virtually any book out there. One way to purchase audiobooks is through audible.com. This is one of the biggest audiobook stores, and if you have a subscription with Amazon Prime, your first 2 books are free, which is absolutely amazing. Bookriot.com is also great because it has a list of the 11 best places to find audiobooks for free. Another way is to go to the Play Store or Apple Books on your phone and then click on the Books tab, and then from there you can select audiobooks and browse what's available. Some of the positive aspects about audiobooks are that they help you to become a better reader by introducing you to new genres and vocabulary. They provide a read-aloud version of a book, which can be helpful when you're doing something that requires your hands and visual attention, like driving or taking a shower. They also increase critical listening comprehension by allowing you to focus on the meaning of the words rather than interpreting them, which can be extremely helpful to students with dyslexia or other learning disorders. Audiobooks also strengthen interpretive reading skills and help to recapture the essence of storytelling. Another great thing is that they're readily available at any time, so you don't have to worry if the bookstore or your library is open. Some negative things about audiobooks are that they're hard to refer back to. So say there's a certain line that you really like and want to write down or use in a future paper. Rather than being able to flip back and forth through the pages of a book, you have to try and remember around when you heard it and then fast forward and rewind the recording until it comes back up. Another downside is that they can get lost easily. If you don't have them backed up on whatever device you're using and that device breaks, the audiobook is virtually gone. They go at a set pace, which means that they could sometimes be hard to follow along with depending on your speed of learning and comprehension. The fact that listening to audiobooks almost always requires you to have headphones in, they kind of have a tendency to put you in your own world and become a little bit antisocial. Another downfall is that while you can find them easily in your public libraries, school libraries have a limited stock because they're not typically in the budget, which makes them fairly expensive. For example, the first Game of Thrones book is $6 on a Kindle, $10.50 as a paperback, and the audiobook version is $30. Also, another downfall is not everybody has access to the necessary technology such as the internet or smart devices or even credit cards. These are just a few of the statistics I found to show how rapidly growing of an industry this is. The leading genre with 2.75 million copies sold is literature and fiction, while the least sold is fantasy at 0.76 million. The audiobook industry has around 102 publishers and about 4,300 employees. A study in 2017 shows that there have been over 46,000 audiobooks published. Between 2009 and 2017, the industry saw a 177% increase in sales, jumping from 900 million to 2.5 billion. And a study in 2010 by the Audio Publishers Association found that 37% of the U.S. population had listened to an audiobook at some point in their lifetimes. Another study by the same association in 2017 and 2018 showed that 14% of consumers were between the ages of 18 and 24, 18% were female, and 20% were Hispanic. Personally, I don't use audiobooks. I love having an actual book in my hand and flipping back and forth. I'm also a huge fan of highlighting or underlining quotes and dog-earing pages and constantly going back to those books. I also find myself getting distracted easily when I'm sitting around listening to them. Or even listening to the TV, I constantly daze out and have to rewind back and forth. In the future, I think I would definitely consider using them when my children are older because they can be good to have on during bath time or playtime or in the car rather than listening to the TV or the radio. Anybody can use audiobooks as long as they have access to a smart device. You can listen to them at any time for any reason, whether that's just to relax or for school or to have a conversation with somebody in a different, maybe age range. They can help for basically everything. As far as my classes go, I can use audiobooks in pretty much every single one of them. I think Spanish would be the most beneficial because it would help me to learn my basics and make sure I have my pronunciations down. It would also help me by listening to a book I already know the words to so I can help with translating and understanding everything. They'd help in English and this class because I'd be able to listen to any of the assigned chapters and listen to my research at any time. Especially with this class, because then when we do like the chapters on motivation and time management, financial management, I can listen to extra information about those chapters and get a better understanding. This is just a list of some of the sites that I found my information on. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you learned something new. Bye.